Welcome everyone to my review of IDW's Sonic Issue 10 and Part 2 of the Battle for Angel Island. Before I recap what's happened last time, let me give out my obligatory spoilers from here on out phrase. Alright, let's do this. Our gathered group of heroes head over to free Angel Island from Neo Metal Sonic. The group divided into 3 teams. Team 1, consisting of Burning Blaze, and that's it, targets one of the wings attached to the island. Team 3 is Sonic and Knuckles going straight for Neo Metal Sonic. I've read somewhere, whether it's intentional or not, it's a shout out to a classic Genesis game. Think about it. Team 3 is Sonic and Knuckles. That's all I'll say about that. Team 2 is everyone else, except Shadow, who went AWOL. And they're handling the other wing. Sonic and Knuckles were ready to take on Neo Metal Sonic until Neo Metal uses the Master Emerald to become Super Neo Metal Sonic. Boy, that's a mouthful. Before I begin, I'm going to make it easier on myself by switching to the pronoun he instead of it when referring to Neo Metal Sonic. He was based on Sonic and has a male robotic voice. Plus, I'll also call him Super Neo while in this form, and I'll trust you'll assume I'm referring to the robot instead of Keanu Reeves' character from The Matrix, though some of you are probably thinking, what's the difference? Sonic and Knuckles try to come up with a viable strategy before Super Neo grabs their heads, drags them along the ground, headbutts them, and just for good measure, gives them a good zap. I'm thinking Super Neo is giving, in his words, his loathsome copy such intense pain. If it weren't for the fact they have Sega plot armor, Sonic and Knuckles would be in worse shape, though they still have major owies. Sonic's hoping everyone else is doing better. Compared to you two, they are doing a lot better. Team 2 slowly making some leeway, but it's not enough. As Tails puts it, they need to work smarter. He goes off to initiate a new plan while everyone else covers him. Burning Blaze unleashes a huge fire blast that successfully destroys her wing without harming the island, at the cost of her super form. Darn it. To be fair, she sensed her super form's time was almost up and had to act fast. That was a lot of intense action these past few pages. Let's take a quick breather. In this case, we catch up with our old pal Mr. Tinker, who's singing to the children as they ride rides in the newly completed Eggman Land. Please note the song he's singing. It's yet another one from the games. A certain character's theme, in fact, only modified to be, how to put it, kid-friendly. Recognize it yet? Well, the good times come to an end when 2 visitors show up. The Skunk Brothers, Rough and Tumble, who somehow escaped the town from issue 3. They're here to kidnap Mr. Tinker on behalf of the Doc. Ominous. Heading back over to Angel Island, we soon see Tails' plan in action. Hijack one of the airships and use its firepower to blow the second wing off. Don't worry, everyone got on board safely, and provided nothing happens to it, the group just got a new ride home. Back over to the Super Neo fight, Sonic and Knuckles are looking a bit better, partially due to the Sega plot armor I mentioned earlier, and partly due to having another penciler draw them. I'll get to that in a bit. Super Neo says they're so pathetic he doesn't need to use his final form to finish them off. Huh, interesting. That's when Shadow appears. I think we all saw this coming. He stabs Neo Metal with a Chaos Spear, bringing him out of his super mode. Then he wails on the robot until he lands back on the Master Emerald throne. Sonic warns Shadow about Neo Metal copying his biodata, and he has every right to be. You see, Shadow's biodata was the final piece Neo Metal needed to begin his ascension. So what's this form going to look like? Wait, that head design looks awfully familiar, and the structure is starting to come towards Neo Metal. The trio escape as the structure collapses and forms into this glowing sphere. Besides what's about to emerge from that sphere, there's another problem. According to Knuckles, Angel Island has been cut off from the Master Emerald, and it's going to fall into the ocean. You know, with all the times Angel Island has fallen into the water, you'd think Knuckles would be used to this by now. If Angel Island was over a continent, however, that's a different story. The real problem begins to emerge as the sphere begins to take shape, in a sequence that's probably reminiscent of the long transformation sequence in Sonic Heroes. And so we end with the ascended form of Neo Metal Sonic, not Metal Overlord, Master Overlord. The art continues to be good. I have to credit colorist Matt Herms and both pencilers for their work. Yeah, I should address this. The issue was penciled by Tracy Yardley up until the part where the Resistance destroyed the second wing with the hijacked airship. From this page onward, Evan Stanley took over. These things happen, especially back in the Archie Sonic comics. A penciler would work on part of an issue, only for another to take over. The reasons vary. It could be that the artist fell behind, was having health issues, and so on and so forth. I'm used to artist switch up in Sonic comics, again because I've read the Archie series for years, but I thought I would explain this to those new to Sonic comics in general. Gotta maintain that deadline after all. Let's briefly talk about the one page featuring Rough and Tumble kidnapping Mr. Tinker on behalf of the Doc. Not only does this set up the next arc, thanks to the, at the time of this upload, recent solicitation release, it introduces another mystery. Who is this Doc the Skunk Brothers are working for? Over to the main plot, our heroes have made progress. Kudos to Tails for using the enemy's own firepower against them. Amy did order Tails to do smart stuff, and it got results. Burning Blaze also produces results, but lost her super form in the process. Too bad though, as it could have helped against this thing. This arc continues its Sonic Heroes callback with Neo Metal Sonic transforming into a giant blue dragon thing. This time requiring only Sonic's biodata, Shadow's biodata, and the Master Emerald, plus the surrounding structure. I admit, upon seeing this form for the first time, I was like, you're really doing this again? I thought you didn't like this form. And for the record, I like the Super Neo form better. When reading this more thoroughly in preparation for this review, I was looking closely at the differences between Master Overlord and the original Metal Overlord. Metal Overlord required biodata from 12 heroes, 2 Chow, Chaos via Froggy, and parts from an airship, resulting in this admittedly clunky looking monstrosity with a spiked back, one hand being a flamethrower, and having several cables dangling from the bottom due to growing wings and detaching from the airship. Master Overlord looks sleeker, has a lot more blades, both hands this time, and the Master Emerald's embedded in the lower half. It probably helps that the structure he used is apparently made of liquid metal. As to why it looks similar to Metal Overlord when all he needed was Sonic's biodata, Shadow's biodata, and the Master Emerald, either Eggman uploaded some Chaos biodata ahead of time, or since Sonic Adventure happened in this continuity, Neo Metal could have gotten the Chaos biodata from the Master Emerald, since the water creature was imprisoned in there for a time. Or it's probably some other thing I'm not thinking of. I know some people will not like this form, however, I will reserve final judgment on Master Overlord until the end of this story arc, though I do admit a transformation like this is usually reserved for the end of the arc's third issue. Overall, this issue, while enjoyable, can drag a bit at times, probably because it needs to fill out the required 4 issues per trade requirement. Next time, everyone's fighting Master Overlord, while also facing a ticking clock. Remember, Angel Island will fall into the ocean without the aid of the Master Emerald once again. I know the heroes will pull through eventually, but I am curious to see how they will do it. Burning Blaze is out of commission, and the heroes have no Chaos Emeralds. Not that they would help if Master Overlord cancels the effects with the Master Emerald. We'll have to wait until issue 11 to see what they'll pull off. Sonic here has the perfect face when Shadow shows up to seemingly save the day.